Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports. It's our weekly Red Wing breakdown. Average week for the Wings. We were kind of worried at the beginning of it, and it ended still with us having some hope. Though we have to figure out exactly how we're going to go about it in making the playoffs. I'm still not the most optimistic about it, but our chances are the best probably amongst the teams that we're playing.
I think it's going to come down to the last game. We have to win tomorrow, and
You have to
hope.
sweep.
Right, we have to sweep, and we have to hope Washington loses
That's basically how it's going to play
a
with
game,
with
or
Pittsburgh.
even ties a game because we're tied with them, right?
With Pittsburgh, yeah, with
So we
Pittsburgh
got to hope.
losing last night, that just hopped us into the playoff spot. We are still tied with both Philadelphia and Washington, though Philadelphia has one less game than us. But games for going through the games for the week and probably how we felt as we went about it. Right, we ended up getting that win on Sunday before everything, giving us a little positivity in the week. Hoping we got some momentum against Washington for our first game this week, and then we ended up losing 2-1. That one goal coming with less than a second left, and really just making everybody angry that it took them that long. But you need to beat the Capitals in that game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but it comes down, like I said, you're gonna whatever you want to say. It's going to come down to the last game. At least it should.
It should.
Um, I hopefully we will win tomorrow night. Um, if the Wings come out and play with the effort that they showed over the last week, they should. They got to come out and play like possession. Montreal is not a gimme. That's a. There are no gimmies. I mean, you lost to Arizona, you lost to San Jose.
Yeah,
So you certainly can lose to Montreal,
and then
who's not playing terrible. They're playing pretty good actually right now, and I just it it's simple. You got to
you
hope Washington loses one of its last two games, and you win both your games.
your past two, you took the teams to OT. The Rev with the one Penguins one, you kind of are lucky you got to OT because you were with them the whole game. I don't remember if you were winning at some point. All I know is it was back and forth the whole entire game.
Right, but you
And
outplayed, I think, Pittsburgh for the most part.
and then last night against Toronto, that was just you were up 4-1. You shouldn't have gone to overtime. You went to overtime and you just got lucky you had that penalty, so you had the power play.
Is
And
there a
then you
Wings
won.
fan out there that didn't think Toronto was going to come back? We all knew they were coming back. It was a matter of whether we could hold them, and we almost didn't. We got lucky. Um, Reimer, for whatever you want to say of his performance, um, made some big saves in that final penalty kill before overtime, and then we got a break and got a penalty
Mhm.
and capitalized on it.
Yeah, the second they were on the penalty kill with 2 minutes left in the game, I thought it was over.
Yeah, so did I. And so did most Red Wing fans. I think we all thought
The
that's it. But Reimer came up big in that penalty kill, and we came up big in the penalty in overtime. Um, and Larkins does what he does sometimes, pulls our butts out of the fire. Uh, Again, like I said, this is an odd team. It's hard to, criticize the fact that every year they are progressing. They are going down to the final games.
Yep, I mean,
Um,
last year
we know no one that I've spoken to and looked at podcasts feels this. Anybody, either whether it's us, Washington, or Pittsburgh, can win a playoff series.
no. I think
But
statistically, they're going to be the worst team probably to make the winning wise because they're like there's weird records where like the Maple Leafs made the playoffs with 52 points back in the 70s when that didn't matter. But modern era, this is probably going to be one of the worst teams to make the playoffs. But regardless, again, we have probably one of the better chances just because of the team we're facing. However, it is a home and home against the Canadians this week on Monday, Tuesday. I will be at the game on Monday, so hopefully we can win that one.
who's the one seed at the moment in the East?
I believe the Rangers are.
Still,
So
even after
looking at
Boston won last night.
even after Boston won, the Rangers are at 112. In fact, they probably have they're probably at the point where they're about to clinch.
What are they?
Um,
What was Boston in?
Boston's at 109.
Yeah,
So if the Rangers get a point they clinch.
So if we make it in, we'll be playing the Rangers.
Probably. There is a world where you play Boston. If Boston wins their final two and New York doesn't win their last game, then yeah, you might play Boston. But it looks like it's going to be a Rangers series for whoever makes that ace seed. Right now, Boston is probably going to be playing Tampa, and
What?
then
Really? Boston wouldn't play Toronto?
no, Boston plays Tampa. And then New York Islanders will play Carolina. Toronto will play Florida. That is what it looks like. Um, but the three teams tied for that final wild card because it seems like the Islanders are going to probably be that third seed in the Metropolitan with a 90 points. 2 games left. All they got to do is win one of them, and they've secured their spot. Really, OT in one of them, and they secured their spot there. But between Washington's remaining 2 games is against Boston and Philly. And that's actually Philly's last game. So if there's still playoff hopes for Philadelphia, that will be a very big game.
Yeah.
Um,
Boston can help us out twice this week, beating Pittsburgh last night and beating Washington on Monday. Thank you, Boston. I don't like cheering for you, but
yeah.
let's go.
But they will be playing not 2 difficult games, especially if the playoff implications are still there for the Flyers in that last game. Because let's say they lose to Boston and we win, that's 2 points up, and we have a tiebreaker on Philadelphia. So if we beat the Canadiens in that first game, Philadelphia has nothing to play for. Basically.
Right. So we got to hope that Boston beats Washington and we beat Montreal tomorrow night. Let's go!
And then Pittsburgh, they're playing the Predators, a very good team in the West. And then they're playing the Islanders. But the thing is, you are ahead of Pittsburgh now.
Right. I'm not worried about Pittsburgh. Our only goal is 2 wins. We beat Montreal twice and hope Washington loses.
So as long as you are winning when Pittsburgh wins, which again, we will not fully know. So if we win 1, Washington loses 2 of them. So that we're still sitting in that playoff spot. We won't fully know what's going to happen if they beat Nashville until Wednesday.
We still have a chance for 90 points, right?
Yes. Still have a chance for 90 points. We got 2 games left.
91 would be right. We're at 87.
91 is the max.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
Is the max you can get.
And you win me a bet that I made before the season because I said 90 or more points.
So we'll see what ends up happening with all these playoffs. Like it has come down to the end of the year, and like you can't complain about that. At least they were in contention until basically the last game of the year.
I mean, really, I would like to see them make the playoffs for Larkin because I think he has earned it. And you could just, I mean, playing on this team. How long has he been here? 8 years.
7. 7, 8 years, 2016, 2017.
They made the playoffs his first year he was here.
And they haven't been back since.
And I think he's earned it. That guy plays his ass off every night. And, he's tired of it. So, the rest of us realize, none of us are going to have much faith in the fact that they could beat the Rangers in the first round. But, that doesn't matter. They're going to go out there to win, and we'll see what happens.
And the one thing we can praise this year, and I'm sure we'll do it in like a season recap whenever it actually happens, is the versatility of the team this year with the amount of points spread out. Everyone was scoring a decent amount of goals. There's only a few players who were under 10. One of them being Sider, who's right there at 8. So if he magically gets 2 goals in the last 2 games,
could happen, which is surprising.
Be another 10-goal scorer on our team.
How many of our defensemen got 10 goals?
Wallman's at 9, so Wallman only needs 1 more goal, and he played 63 games. So I'm sure if he wasn't hurt, he probably would have got 10.
Ghost has 10 at least.
The only consistent defenseman that does not have close to 10 goals is Petrie.
and he scored a big one.
And
yeah.
Sherratt. Sherratt's at 5. And surprisingly, Mata's at 4. I thought Mata had more than 4. So half your defense has a normal amount of goals for a defense. And then your only offensive player who does not have 10 goals is Fisher.
Oh, really?
So is kind of surprising. Like, again,
It is spread out.
How spread out your team is. Everybody's working well together. And the points are high. Raymond leads the team in points at 69.
Yeah, I mean, that's not great. You need somebody on your team to be able to get you close to 100 points. You do.
Well, but again, the offense has been spread out. If a normal team, the offense ain't that spread out, so a low amount of points sure does suck, but you have most of your team has more than 20 points.
Right. Well, I know it's spread out and stuff like that. I just think it's hard to win without, a legitimate superstar on your team.
Yeah.
And they got really good players on their team. Some of them, and some of them play at that level, but not consistently.
Yeah, we'll see what they end up doing in the offseason with some openings in the lineup, whether Kane stays, stuff like that. We'll get more into that with an offseason video too. But with all that being said, let's hope we have a nice week. 2 wins, make the playoffs.
Yeah, hopefully we're talking to you on Wednesday and
we're feeling good. We might not be able to really talk till Thursday because of depending how it all plays out. But with all that being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let me know what you think down in the comments about this last week. And until next time, hope to see everybody soon.